Timofey Kuznetsov, better known as Trueteller, is a Russian professional poker player and is considered to be one of the greatest online poker players in the world. He was born in 1991. The young Russian prodigy has found great success playing at high-stakes 2-7 triple draw as well as pot limit Omaha, but he specializes in no-limit hold'em cash games. He grew up in a small city in Serbia, 3,000 kilometers from Moscow. Timofey Kuznetsov graduated from Moscow State University, where he entered without exams thanks to his good performance at math Olympiads, including international. Kuznetsov discovered poker while playing in Moscow. When Kuznetsov created his online poker account and started to play, he chose the name Trueteller on a whim. He says that he just thought the name would be funny for poker. Little did he know that Trueteller would quickly become one of the most respected and feared names in any online cash game, from no limit hold'em to 2-7 triple draw. He started off by playing with his friends and he was initially a losing player. However, once Timofey realized the amount of study necessary to start winning, he began putting in the extra work. Quickly rising from the initial slump, he began to enjoy the game immensely. Trueteller began to think about the game at a deeper level than most players ever reach, analyzing every action both he and his opponents took at the table. Kuznetsov says that the best way to improve is to play focused and think about every small action you take and what it leads to. Trueteller's precise and analytical approach to the game skyrocketed him to the highest stakes. Around 2011, he started playing at the high-stakes cash games on PokerStars in 2550 and above. When he went up against the biggest names in online poker like Jungleman and OTB Red Baron, the online poker community took notice. Poker news sites started writing articles about his results, and fans started discussing him on 2+2 forums. He came to learn the intricacies involved in winning, and it was then that his game took off. His profit graphs at Full Tilt and PokerStars show how consistent Trueteller has been at winning at the cash tables. He credits some of his success to his ability to remain calm under pressure and his ability to handle risk. In fact, he loves risk so much that he suggests that if it were not for poker, he would probably pursue a career that involved some risk, such as stock trading. No matter the game, if Trueteller was sitting at the table, the game was that much tougher. Kuznetsov began to compete in a series of heads-up games with some of the biggest names in poker and became a nosebleed cash game regular with outstanding results. His high-stake DB charts look very impressive. After 600,000 tracked hands played on 2550 and above, he is $3.1 million in profit. These hands were played between March of 2011 and March of 2018. This doesn't mean he stopped playing, rather, the site stopped tracking hands. The biggest profit played on record is from January of 2016. He was playing three-handed against Educa Poker and Kanu 7. He is used to battling the best of the best online. He's had 3-table heads-up action against Tom Dwan on Full Tilt in 2015. He's also taken on Victor Blom in a $1,000–$2,000 8-game session in 2017. Trueteller did, however, suffer a horrible bad beat against OTB Red Baron, and this hand remains strange and memorable. They were playing 200-400 no-limit hold'em heads-up on PokerStars. The classic cooler, aces versus kings, was dealt. Trueteller got what it seemed the better of it. As one might predict, they got it all in pre-flop and agreed to run the board twice. For Trueteller's demise, however, both flops had kings on it. No help came for him on later streets, so despite being an 80% favorite, he lost both halves of the $160,000 pot. Although many poker players try to maintain their anonymity, they invariably fail, especially if they're excellent players that have outstanding results. This was also the case with Kuznetsov. He had kept his identity as Trueteller under wraps for much of his career until early of 2015 that he let slip who he was. Timofey Kuznetsov was playing the $50,000 buy-in Poker Players Championship at the 2015 WSOP in Las Vegas when he revealed himself as Trueteller to the other players seated at the table through regular conversation. Because of his phenomenal success as an online player, he was able to buy in for the biggest tournaments in the world as soon as he started playing live events. The very first score in his hand and mop sheet is from the 2015 Aria Super High Roller Bowl, which had a $500,000 buy-in. He ended up coming in 4th place while playing against poker greats like Scott Seaver, Eric Seidel, and Brian Rast. Kuznetsov won $2.15 million in this event, which is his biggest single live tournament cash till date. The next year in 2016, he won a $50,000 Aria High Roller tournament for $749,000. He's a regular feature at the Triton High Roller Series events also. So far, he racked up 4 ITM finishes, the biggest one being a victory at the 1 million Hong Kong dollar buy-in short deck event in Jeju in 2019. He got $1.86 million for that victory. In an interview, he talked about how he likes to play high-stakes cash games in the casinos of Macau. That would explain his affection towards short deck hold'em, since that game type started spreading among the East Asian high-stakes cash game players originally. In September of 2018, it was announced that Kuznetsov is joining Team Party Poker, a lineup of famous poker pros who are signed to promote the online poker room. Here is a review of a classic hand between Linus Love and Trueteller by MMA Sherdog, where both players thought they had the other guy beat.
So Linus makes it 1004, hipster sizing, but can you blame him? Trueteller makes it quite large, he makes it 5600 to go, and Linus ends up calling as well. So Trueteller made it quite big, so Linus is gonna tighten up just a little bit, right? Had Trueteller 3-bet a bit smaller, Linus would have responded by being a bit more, a bit looser. Jack 8-3 is a pretty good board for both of them. You know, both guys can have sets, both guys can have straight draws and pairs and overcards, so this board is quite dynamic and they're still pretty deep. He decides to bet really small, almost a quarter of the pot. He's trying to basically make Linus fold some pure air that, you know, that might bluff later, so this is a bit of a, you know, thin protection slash value bet. And Linus is not going to fold very often versus this sizing, and he doesn't. The 9 makes things even more interesting because, I mean, both guys can have 10-7 and Queen 10. They can have 9s and Jack 9. You know, they just improve their equity sometimes. Trueteller goes for a third pot bet, which is a very interesting play. He's basically saying, well, I've got a good hand, but I'm a little bit scared because the board is, you know, the board is not so clean for my, let's say, Ace-Jack. So he's basically value betting, but also keeping the pot small until he sees the river. Linus calls. River's the king of spades, which should hit both guys, right? Both guys can have 2 pair, both guys can have a flush. Trueteller bets all of it. So at this point he's saying he's got a very good hand to be shoving 42k into the 29. And Linus calls. And Trueteller shows up a Queen 10 spade, so he really set the trap, right? On the flop, he just, like, you know, he just tried to make Linus fold an okay hand, but on the turn he has the super nuts. But you see that Trueteller's thinking, right? He's not just like, oh, got the nuts, gotta go all in. So it's a nice play. I'll give Trueteller an 8.5, and I'll give Linus I'll give him an 8.5 as well.
Trueteller still remains to be one of the greatest and fiercest players in the online poker realm, and also now in the live poker scene as well. This video is powered by Bluff the Spot, the best place to learn how to win at poker from actual high-stake coaches like MMA Sherdog. Check the link in the description. And if you like this video, leave a like, subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.